Nice to see you back again, students, for these videos. Last video which I have taken the new poem, the poem 4, Lochinvar, and so written by the Walter Scott, and I explained to you about the author and the few things, summary of the poem. Now I am going to again begin the summary. You can I stopped it from the half of it. Okay. Lochinvar badly enters Netherby hall. Through it is full of the bride's people. Okay. So here I told you he is reached to the my wedding hall, but he is reached late. Okay. And the close by to the hall he enters and he says there are full of brides. Okay. Okay, bride side people are sitting there and he's entered there. Relations, friends and others. The bride's father addresses the bold knights with his hand on his sword, ready to draw it out if need be. If it is necessary, he was ready to draw the sword, but he is ready. The bridegroom, being a poor, pitiable coward, does not even say a single word. It means he is very silent now there. Okay. The father asked Lord Lochinvar whether he is come as a friend to dance at the wedding ceremony like the others, or as an enemy. Are you come as other people have come here to dance in the wedding, or you have come as an enemy? Okay. He answers. Lochinvar tells him that he has loved and owned his daughter for a long time, but her father has refused permission or approval for the match, for this wedding. Match also is called as a wedding. Okay. Love is like the seas nearby known as a Solway. It rises high like the sea, and then like its tide ebbing, it also goes down. This he says with reference to Alan's love, which was great and how has gone down. The father might understand him to mean that his own love has ebbed. He has come to dance just once and drink one cup of a wine with a woman whose love he has lost. Okay, now he has come with Alan to drink the one cup of a wine, and that is the ceremony in the abroad, foreign countries. If you go to the wedding of somebody, this is the welcome drinks. It is, and that is a wine. As we give you water, there they give us a wine to drink. That is a welcome drink, like a juice, but it is a wine. Okay. He also remarks that there are many other maidens. The one who helps the bride is called the maidens. Okay. Who are more beautiful than her, who would be happy to marry him. There are many girls, those who come to help that bride. There are so beautiful girls are there, and they are ready to marry to someone, especially to this Lochinvar. As is the custom, the bride kisses the cup of wine and gives it to a Lochinvar, who drinks it completely in one gulp. Now see what happens. As a custom that the good friend of a bride must take the remaining wine which she first takes a one sip and hand over to somebody for her good friend. Okay, what she does? She takes that wine, takes the one sip and hand over to a launcher, and he in one gulp, in one shot, he drinks completely that. Okay. Then he throws away the cup. Now Ellen shows her love for him. Now he hides her shame. Okay. She becomes red with emotion. Then she raises her head again and looks shyfully and smiles at him. Her eyes also fills with the tears. Okay, because there is a love. Because she loves him so much. Okay, but what happened? There is a problem is the husband, the father, forcing her to get married to somebody. But this man is reached to the wedding hall now. But already this wedding time, the knot has already put. Time is over, but they are in a function now, reception. Now, this is what the play of the reception now. Okay. But mother would like to stop him. Then she raises her head and smiles at him. Her eyes are also filled with tears. He quickly takes her soft and delicate hand and asks her to dance with him. And there is one more tradition here. In the wedding, if you go, there is a wedding march. Okay. In the reception, there is a wedding march. The boy dances with her wife, and the relatives come and dance. And even though some friends, we go and dance with the bride and bridegroom. This is the tradition. That time, this Lanchinua so slowly, softly takes her hand and asks her to come and dance with him. And she accepts. Now they are dancing. Her mother would like to stop him. But her mother, Ellen's mother, wanted to stop him. But he is too quick for her and she cannot prevent the dance. So quickly he has called her and holding her, and nobody could prevent her, stop them dancing. The dance of the couple is beautiful to watch. So that is called the wedding march. Okay, it is nice to see. He is majestic and impressive in appearance, and she is such a beautiful maiden girl. Okay. The poet remarks that this dance, Gullet is a small story, is unique, is the special one, the only one, unique. Such a beautiful dance may never be seen in any hall, anywhere. This kind of a dance they have not seen anywhere. It's the first time, there is the unique, it's the only one, he says here. Ellen's parents are angry to see this, but it's normal, no? Another boy who was in love comes to that wedding hall, and daughter is already got married to somebody whom they decided, and this boy comes to dance with her, and this is normal. His parents get angry, and here Ellen's parents are getting angry. Okay, they are fretting and foaming. This bridegroom does not know what to do. The bridegroom don't know what to do because he don't know the story about it. For him it is something new. Okay. He stands idly playing with his cap and the feather in it. The bridesmaids are so impressed by the dance that they whisper to one another that Ellen ought to have married Lanchinua. Okay, they whisper, slowly say to each other, so beautiful dance, they are made for each other, so nicely they dance together with the same rhythm. And she would marry to a Lanchinua, not to this man who has already got married. Okay. While dancing, Launchmore leads his partner to the hall door and whispering a word in her ear, lightly touches her hand. Okay, if the dancer dances, he takes her to the hall door, to the entrance, and whispers in her ears, touching her hand. She understands his message, something he said, and she understands what it is. His horse stands near the hall door. Very lightly, he lifts her up, puts her on the horseback, and jumps on it, and suddenly, and what happened? Now, dancing, he has carried this girl, bride, to the main entrance, where outside there is a horse standing, ready to kidnap her. It's not a kidnapper, take her and go. Okay. To see, and suddenly makes her to jump on the horse and runs away from them. And this is what the scene is. Okay. So as he flies on his horse with her, he says that they are off over all kinds of land, bank, bush and rocks, and they run without seeing anything, bushes or land or anything. They simply they rush. The people from the hall will soon be following him on the fast running horses, and everybody, those are in the hall, try to follow them. They wanted to catch them. See what happens. A number of clans are assembled for the wedding at nearby hall. Many have gathered near the hall. They are the Grimm's and the Forsters. These are the surnames of these people. The Fenguins and the Musgraves. They rush to their horses and start riding. And all big people, those who have come with the horse, they have mentioned here. Who are they? The royal people. Cranems, the Forsters, the Fenquins and the Musgraves, all they come with their horses. They have tried to chase them with their own horses. They rush to their horses and start riding, racing each other and chasing the knight and his beloved for the vast grasslands known as a Canobi. Okay, they reach to the grassland. It's called as a Canobi Lake, but they cannot find the bride. They have lost, but they have so fast riding, they have lost from their sight. They escaped. So the poet asks in conclusion, if you have ever heard of such a brave knight as a young Launchmore, so daring in love and so dauntless in war and fearless in war. Okay, so much he was sure of his love that he could do anything. He was ready to chase, even going to the wedding hall. It is a courageous act, it says. So it says it is he is daring in love and dauntless in war, not bother in the war, dauntless. Okay, and with this we finish the summary of this Launchmore poem. We'll see you for the next video for the question answers. Thank you. See you soon.